Are you booking #killer rides? Listen in to what recently happened to a journalist and his daughter. They were traveling from Pune to Mumbai on the 19th of November, that's last Sunday. The journalist had booked an app-based cab. A car was assigned. The driver had a 4.93 rating. He was supposed to be good. When the journalist's daughter showed signs of motion sickness, the driver voluntarily stopped at a chemist so that they could buy the medicines. Little did the father-daughter duo know that their ride was going to turn into a nightmare. The driver started talking on the phone, yawning. He also started driving rashly. This was all happening on the Mumbai-Pune expressway. Now, if you have been on that expressway, you will know that there are sharp turns and it's always busy. And this driver here was distracted. The journalist writes, I have been able to gather from his conversations on the phone and our own small talk that he had come to Pune after picking up a customer early in the morning, but he said he was okay. The yawning was being induced by the air conditioner, the AC. I asked him to stop the car and splash some water on his face, which he did, quote unquote. This man was obviously worried for his safety and for the safety of his daughter. He even tried to engage the driver in small talk and keep him awake. All he wanted was to safely reach his destination after all. But things were about to go south. There was a truck in the middle of the road. The journalist yelled at the driver, told him to watch out. Bang! The driver went and hit the truck. The car's airbag got activated, hit the journalist's chest. His daughter, who was on the seat behind, was injured as well. The journalist, after being hit by the airbag, was in severe pain. He would later be told by the doctors that the chest has suffered blunt trauma. At the scene of the accident, the cab driver started blaming the truck. He said the truck had braked in the middle of the road and it should not have. Sure, but what about driving safely? The journalist called the cab's helpline number. They said an alternate car would come and pick them up. He received a message saying that the second cab had arrived, but it was nowhere to be seen. And so the journalist dialed the number of the driver that was shared with him. The driver declined his calls. This man was in pain. His daughter was injured. A seemingly distracted driver had hit a truck. There was nothing the cab company could do to get the duo out of the situation and get them to a hospital at the earliest. Authorities came to inspect the damage, but they left. Cars passing by stopped at the scene of the accident, watched the two in pain, and left. The cab company abandoned them. The helpline number operator claimed to be helpless. The journalist was left to fend for himself. Now tell me one thing. If these are not killer rides, then what are they? We are signing up for these deadly journeys daily. With every passing day, these app-based cabs are becoming increasingly popular and increasingly dangerous. The drivers are almost always on the phone, chatting away. Sometimes they are watching videos while driving. Sometimes they are in the middle of video calls. I'm sure most of you have had these experiences. These are Indian roads we are talking about. These roads are busy. There are sudden turns, unexpected hurdles, breakdowns, speed breakers. There are animals on the roads. And these drivers are driving on these roads distracted. What can you do about it except risk your life on these killer rides? If you complain, you are likely to get a polite call or email from the cab company. You will be asked to narrate your ordeal. You will then be politely assured that the company will look into the matter. You will be told that the company deeply cares about your safety and regrets that you have had a bad experience. But what next? The next ride has another driver talking on the phone again. It's a dangerous cycle that does not end with the ride. Everyone who avails these rides will tell you pretty much the same story. Some of our viewers have actually been writing to us. Look at what one of them had to say. They speak on mobiles at times the entire trip. Earlier, I used to check, but now stopped because they get rude and it's unsafe once we are inside the vehicle. Complaining to the app makes no difference. If they were strict, cab and auto drivers would have stopped talking or watching videos on mobiles way back. In the year 2021, over 1,000 lives were lost because of accidents involving drivers distracted by their phones. I would not be surprised if this number has gone up exponentially. Do you know this is a crime? In India, using mobile phones while driving is a punishable offence under the Motor Vehicles Act. A driver can use the phone only for route navigation, nothing else. These drivers are committing a crime, and the app companies are enabling the crime and risking your life with their inaction. Now, do they think they can get away with inaction because they have monopoly in the market? Because the passenger will not have a lot of options but to come back and book another ride with them, the very next day perhaps. We reached out to Uber India and Ola. We sent them a list of questions. We asked them, are you aware of the rising trend of drivers being on their phone during the ride? Question 2. Is there a procedure for lodging a complaint regarding drivers who are on their phones during the ride? Number 3. How does the company deal with such drivers? Are they penalized? Can you share the process that is followed? Number 4. What happens if a passenger complains about drivers watching videos during the ride? Is the driver penalized or taken off the roll? Number 5. Has your company considered a ban on the use of personal phones for drivers, with an exception, of course, for emergencies during an active ride? Number 6. How has the company dealt with complaints on rash driving? Number 7. What is the company doing to avoid incidents of unsafe driving? Number 8. What is the company's policy for passenger safety? Number 9. Do you have a timeline for ensuring safe rides in India? We are waiting for a response, a reply from Ola and Uber India. I sincerely hope they do have answers for us because, you see, this is not about bad press or a one-off incident. This is an issue of public safety. Lives are at risk. Lives are being put at risk daily, in fact. A survey conducted in 2020 found that the use of app cabs increased 32% year on year. 74% of millennials prefer app-based cabs over traditional taxis. Surely these numbers also have gone up. The app cabs are making the most of the growing consumer base, and they are diversifying as well, offering insurance to users, even food delivery services. Now, that's all nice and good, but what about delivering on safety first? Isn't that their primary job? Cab companies cannot be abusing their monopoly after all. They cannot be taking us for a ride. It's time to make these #killer rides safe. Join the Gravitas campaign. Next time your driver is on the phone, ask him to put the phone down. Complain to the cab company. Share your experience with us. Post the photos and videos if need be. Use the #KillerRides. Tag the cab companies. Help us in making your ride safe. Join us in making India's roads safe. WION now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the updates on the move.